Big night of combat sports on Saturday, and it's all kicking off with Cage Warriors. We've got two title fights on there. I think it should have been 3-1, fell through last minute. But a good card, some good fights, big names, and I'm looking forward to it. Some more evenly matched fights compared to what's been on the recent cards, getting back to their old ways over the next few cards of the matches I've seen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think there is a few like random Brazilians on there, but it's more like late notice replacements than planned fights. So yeah, scrolling down for the first fight, it's Richardson versus Caroline Olivares. Not really looked into this fight too much, so I'll leave that one off. Next fight, you got Kadeem Perkins versus Kieran Brady. Kadeem Perkins, he looked good in his last few fights. I've been watching him because I bet on him last time, I think, and yeah, that one come in. He's coming up against Kieran Brady now, Irish lad, 31 years old. He's got a decent record himself. I think he's had quite a lot of amateur fights as well, so it should be an interesting fight. I'm not really got a pick on it, so I'll leave that one off. Next fight, you got Brad Wheeler versus George McManus. Now, this is the fight I probably will be betting on, depending on what the odds are saying. George McManus is 4-5, but his record doesn't do him justice. Like the losses he's had, the likes of like Orban Elliott, Ian Gary, Omran Shaban, I can't remember that fight, but and Kadeem Dio, who's a decent fighter. I think he's fighting on this card as well, or one of the upcoming Cage Warriors. So yeah, his losses have come to a really high level competition. Brad Wheeler, who's been around a long time, 19 and 17 record. He's 1-4 in his last five. I think he had a big layoff and he's like come back from. I don't know if he was retired or not, but tough fight in his last fight against Rafael Aronov. We picked Aronov in that fight, and I think we're going to go against him again in this fight and go with George McManus. I think, like I say, he's the next generation of fighter compared to what Brad Wheeler was. Brad Wheeler was around a long time ago, and yeah, I think George McManus, it's about time he started getting some wins on that record. Like I said, lost a few 5 fights, but it's a really good level competition. So I think it's time he's going to start clawing it back now. Next fight, Tarek Pell versus Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes. He's told Eddie how to do one and he's coming fighting Cage Warriors. So, yeah. Tarek Pell, he's a good fighter, isn't he? One of the main training partners of Jordan Vicenic. And he's coming up against Bruno Guimaraes. Like I was saying, a few random Brazilians on this card. I'm not sure if this was a late notice fight or whatnot, but I imagine Tarek Pell is a massive favourite and he should get it done. We'll have a look at the odds, but pointless looking into it any more than that. These Brazilians, they got like good records. It's like 9-2, whatever, but it's like who they fought. It's all like padded records and that, most of them, to be honest. Next fight, Olisawa versus Thomas Gronval. Now, similar to the George McManus, he's 13-9-1, Thomas Gronval, but some of the guys he's fought and lost to, like this guy, Kershed Kakarov, great record fighting in the PFL. Kieran Clark, decent fighter, 9-0. Dean Garnett, he's in the final of the European tournament on PFL. So yeah, he's lost against some really good guys. I'm sure there's like some other big names on there as well. So let's have a little look. Yeah, Wilson Reyes, that Hetcher Sosa, he's in the UFC now. And then I recognise a couple of the others as well. So yeah, bit of a mixed record, but he's fighting high level guys. Olisawa, he was in a scrap in his last fight, wasn't he? Against that Skogner. That was could have gone either way, to be fair, that fight, I reckon. I won't say he's lucky to get the win, but that fight could have easily gone either way. It was a good good fight though. I enjoyed watching that one. He's a good fighter, Olisawa. Interesting. It's hard to know, isn't it? But I think Thomas Granville might be a little bit underrated, so I imagine he's quite a big underdog. We'll have a look at the odds later on, but hard to pick. I'll probably leave it off, but if I was going to bet on anyone, I imagine Granville's a massive underdog, so we'll have a look. Next fight, Joanny Scott versus Michelangelo Luopoli. I had Leopoli to lose his last fight against Dylan Hazan, and then that was just one shite performance from Dylan Hazan. Just held him up against the cage for like 3 rounds. It was awful to watch, and I'll never back Dylan Hazan ever again after watching that. It's going up against Joanny Scott. Tough split decision loss against Shadjak in his last fight for the title. Some people thought he won that fight. It was very close again. I thought Shadjak won, but I was probably biased because I had Shadjak on my bet. But it was a close fight, and I think he should battle Leopoli here. I can't see Leopoli beating him, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to go with Joanny Scott on that fight. Next one, you got Solomon Simon versus one of the other random Brazilians, Araujo. This was a late notice fight though. I think this was supposed to be for the featherweight title. He was supposed to be fighting Nick Bagley, wasn't he? That would have been a great fight. He looked good in his last fight, Solomon Simon. That right hook, um, the way he set it up was beautiful. High level striking. So I imagine he'll just smash this Brazilian guy. Like I said, 7-2 record, but it's against guys with not good records at all, to be honest, most of them. You never know, though, so I won't put it on because he's going to be a massive favourite, Simon, so better off just watching it. Next fight, you got Jordan Vucenic versus Torpal Margiov, however you pronounce that. Vucenic coming in off 2 losses in the UFC. I was surprised they cut him. They could have let him have another chance, I reckon. 2 very tough fights. Graham Kutateladze in his short notice debut, and then Chris Duncan, who's been looking great in his last fight. Tough fights them to have. And this is another tough fight for him. I think this guy, he's going to be tough. He beat Teddy Stringer in his last fight, and Teddy Stringer was on a tour before that, so I think it's a tough fight for Jordan Vucenic. We'll have to have a look at the odds on it. I do think Vucenic should win because I rate him highly. I think he's like outside of the UFC, especially in Cage Warriors in the UK. He's probably like one of the best, if not the best, lightweight there is. So yeah, I do think Vucenic will win, but I think it's a tough fight. So we'll have a look at the odds. Next fight, main event. You got Sherzad Kodrian versus Elton Armindo. Kodrian, he won the 50k tournament, didn't he? But he's not looked that impressive to me, to be honest. Armindo, he did look impressive against Reese McEwen in his last fight. Very composed, elite level striking, like picking his shots and like just looked so cool and chilled. And 5-round fight against Kodrian, who's just pretty much going to try to hold him down, isn't he? And the judges ain't scoring it like this anymore. And I think 5 rounds Elton Armindo's got to cause damage. I can't see Kodrian finishing him. He's had some good wins, Armindo, and I think he's quite a highly touted prospect, and he looked great against Reese McEwen. Absolutely battered him. McEwen's not like, I don't know, he's good McEwen actually. He's probably like around the top of Cage Warriors level, but I don't think he's going to push on. But he's had some really good finishes, Armindo, and I like what I see of him. Sherzad Kodrian, he's a bit of a nugget in it. He's just like one of those, I don't know, not to like get personal. I hate people who just try to like copy people. Just like have your own personality. He's just like some little wannabe Makachev in it, and I can't be dealing with it, to be honest. He might be a good fighter, but that's all you're ever going to be seen for. If you just, it's like a soundboard, innit? He's like a Islam Makachev soundboard. So he can do one, and I hope Armando knocks him out, to be honest. And that's that. Yeah. So let's have a little quick look at the odds. Bear with me while I get it up. So looking at the odds now, we've got Riri Hudson. She's a massive favourite against this Coraline Olivares. I don't think she's very good, Riri Hudson, of what I've seen, and definitely not 1-4. Like, she's beatable. I don't know what this Coraline Olivares looks like, but she must be pretty bad for by them odds, because what I've seen of Riri Hudson, no disrespect, and it's not great. Next fight, Kadeem Perkins is a slight underdog against Kieran Brady, and I think he's good, Kadeem Perkins, so definitely capable of winning that fight if you want to take a chance on that as well. I just don't know about. I've not seen the Kieran Brady fight before. I probably have, but I don't remember him, so I'll leave that one off. Next fight, you got Thomas Paul versus Marvin Vitrella. I missed that fight, haven't I? I missed that fight off when I was looking before. Um, I think Vitrella is should get this one done. He's got a few good wins. His last fight was good. I think he beat Ryan Shelley or Adam Shelley, one of the Shelleys, knocked him out, and it was a really good shot. He got power and he's had a few KOs. I think he's had quite a few kickboxing fights as well before MMA. Thomas Ball, he's been chinned a couple of times as well. Um, so yeah, maybe I'll go for Trello on that, but I don't know about them odds. Next fight, Brad Wheeler versus George McManus. George McManus, we're going to pick for that one to get it done. Next fight, Tarek Pell versus Bruno Guimaraes. I would pick Tarek Pell, but I'm not sure I'm going to put him on at them odds. That's over 1-4, so maybe leave that off. Next fight, Giovanni Scott. He's a 1-4 favourite as well. I agree with that. He should get the win. Olisawa versus Thomas Gronval. Tricky fight, that one. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. So perhaps I'll leave that off. I might have to take some risk here because I'm not going to be putting anyone at by the looks of it. Next fight, Solomon Simon. Yeah, massive favourite again. Jordan Vucenic, massive favourite. Definitely won't be putting him on at that price. And then Armindo, he's a underdog against Sherzad Kadrian. Don't get me wrong, he is good, this Kadrian guy. He's not shit, but I don't know. When I was dissing it, it's just like his personality. I don't like. He's a good fighter, but I don't feel like judges are scoring it that way anymore. I think they're gonna favour Armindo if he's landing decent shots. So I'll put that on. So that's not good enough odds, is it? We're gonna have to start taking some risks. So let's scroll back up. Let's say Kadeem Perkins gets the win here. Marvin Vitrella, we'll put that one on. Marin, sorry, not Marvin. Tarek Pell, we'll put that one on. Giovanni Scott, we'll put that on. Solomon Simon. It's not going to boost the odds that much that I've put him on, even though I think he gets to win. So we've got them four then. This is rubbish, sorry. It's showing the bet slip here. Yeah, so we'll have to put Kadeem Perkins on for get the odds up. I really want to go against that Riri Hudson, but I don't know anything about that other girl. She might be very terrible, do you know what I mean? So we'll just leave it off. So we'll go with this. Gideon Perkins, George McManus, Armindo, Vitrella, Giovanni Scott, Tarek Pell. Sixfold, tenner on that. That'll get us 177 back. So yeah. Sorry I missed out that Paul fight and Vitrella earlier on. But yeah, some decent fights. I'll be looking forward to watching it. Probably not going to stream this one, but there's a few other cards coming up soon, like the Manchester cards, and yeah, I might stream one or two of them. Let us know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you're still here. Like the video, comment, and yeah, good luck, and I'll see you next time.